All right, guys, it is version 6.7 time for Genshin Impact, and we are here to summon for Sandrone. I have a lot of currency, as you can see in the top right corner, so we're going to be going for her and her weapon. This is the start of course, a brand new set of reactions coming to Snezhnaya as well, so we need to get as good of a start as possible. Last year, of course, we had the release of Inefa, who obviously kickstarted the whole lunar reactions chain, of course, and hopefully this time around it's going to be a little bit better for, the average player, of course. Hopefully Cryo Traveler can set up stellar fields, so that way it's much easier to access, but I want to get things off with a good start, and so we're here to summon for Sandrone. I am at the Fontanian Research Institute for these summons. I think that's probably the best place for us to be quite honest. I at least believe that to be the case. I was thinking a little bit maybe going to Not Cry or something, or the Fatui base. I thought I was thinking of the Kuwaki Experiment Design Bureau, but you gotta go to the Fontaine Research Institute. I believe that is the best place to be, of course, purely because of her past linking to Alain and what's in store for her in the future, especially with the story in this patch. Now, I will be making a video, of course, about Sunny Summer Fontanalia. That'll be a event story reaction of its own as well. And also we will be doing the Moon Quest as well. That I think is going to be exciting as well. I think I'm going to start off with the Moon Quest. Most likely, I think that'll probably be the best starting point, so stay tuned for that. Get subscribed, and of course leave a like on this video, gets it out in the algorithm, and let me know how your summons went as well. If you did summon for either Sandrone or Citlali, both very decent options to still summon for, of course, in the case of Citlali, of course, as well. Now in terms of pity, just to give you guys a bit of an idea, I've lost the last three 50-50s, or two 50-50s, sorry. I've lost the last two 50-50s. If I lose this 50-50 as well, I am guaranteed capturing Radiance for the next banner, which I think is going to be super important going into Snezhnaya. So I'm kind of actually hoping I lose the 50-50 here, low-key, to be quite honest, because at least it'll guarantee me that I am going into the next patch guaranteed for a character. Now, you might be wondering, Gale, but doesn't that mean you're going to have to go all the way to 80 pity? Well, I'm in a little bit of luck in that regards. I had done a couple of multis here and there for Nicole and a couple of other characters, and I have inadvertently, I say inadvertently, I did it all well knowingly that I would be reaching pity closely. I have hit, I think, about 78 pity, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, basically I've hit 78 pity. So whatever I'm gonna get in my first multi is going to be a 5-star. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna act shocked that I got a 5-star in my first multi if it does happen. If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be extremely disappointed considering I'll be at 88 pity. Anyways, without further ado, I think we should bite the bullet and see how bad the luck truly is if I have to not get excited over a fake reaction, or you do a fake reaction and get excited for a 5-star, because that'll be disappointing. So let's see. Let's click the button, see what it is. Oh my god, a 5-star already? There's just no way. First multi, guys. Oh. Well, at least I'm guaranteed capturing Radiance. I'm guaranteed capturing Radiance at least for the next patch. I mean, it's exactly how I wanted it to go. I mean, it was also the first pull, which I think is good because that's gonna give me 9 pity basically off rip, which is good in all honesty. But that was quite funny, to be quite honest. That was really funny, to be honest. That, well, the fake excitement that I had, it turned into disappointment immediately. I mean, I don't mind Dea necessarily, to be quite honest. It's Constellation for her. I think that's fine, to be honest. More Star Glitter as well gets the funds back going. We'll rejig the funds later on, I think. We'll just keep going as is. Maybe we'll rejig the funds when we go into the weapon banner. In terms of 4-stars, actually, speaking of 4-stars, I don't really need any of them. I think they're all C6 as far as I know. Diona for sure is C6. Fremine, I want to say is C6, I think, from all the summons we did back in Fontaine. I think so, at least. I could be wrong. So there's no real need for Fremine. Beto is definitely C6. I think Fremine is C6. I want to say he's C6. So it's all just extra dupes for me. What I would like, to be quite honest, more than anything else, is maybe like if I'm talking about like other 4-stars that are just, in the general pool, I wouldn't mind a couple of copies of Yahora. That would be kind of cool. like I said, I would prefer actually just getting the characters that are on the banner itself, purely because that means it's basically guaranteed single pulls coming back to me in some way, shape, or form, which is fantastic. Also, to keep in mind as well that today is also reset day. Monthly reset is obviously live as well. So that's going to be easy couple of pulls coming our way as well. 5 extra pulls for next year, next patch next year. I mean, it is basically the next year of Genshin, effectively, when we talk about coming to a brand new region, of course, right? So there is that, of course. What we'll do is, as well as 2 4-stars, we'll take that, a weapon and a character. We will take and Fremine as well. This will tell us, is he... I don't think he's actually maxed out. That means no, he is maxed out. Okay, I don't know why I was tripping there. 3 4-stars, we will take that. More funds to rejig back into the pool, of course, right? I'm to be honest, I was at least hoping we'd get maybe an early 5-star, but that doesn't seem to be the case, unfortunately, here. Damn, the 4-star luck's coming through. We're getting a lot of early 4-stars when you think about it. Like, you know, it's always been the first couple of pulls, which is usually an indication that, you know, it's after 4 or 5 pulls at most, which is really good. That I don't think will be the case, unfortunately, here. All right, let's keep going. I've already picked up the Sitlali skin as well, which is very nice. Yeah, I think we're going to go all the way here. Jeez, my luck's been terrible recently on Genshin. It has not been great whatsoever, I feel like. You know, especially like I said, you know, it's been a case in which where I've had to kind of just lose a bunch of 50-50s and then hope and pray. Double Fremine there. Let's just rejig it back right now, actually, just because we'll get a full multi right there. Saves me the hassle of seeing my primos go down below 60,000. But yeah, it's not been looking good here, to be honest. It's not been looking good here. I just realized I have a little bit of fear, actually, now that I'm going into Sandrone's summons. It's not a major fear. I'll still take it. It's not like the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. But what if I do get a double? Well, if you get a double, it's a C1 Sandrone. I'm not going to really complain about that now, am I? Also, I wonder if it had been a double, would it have been a capturing radiance animation? I do wonder that. I do wonder that would have been... I think that would have been the case. I want to say that would have been the case. All right. So that guarantees us Sandrone, which is obviously fantastic. And a Fremine, we'll take that. There we go. I love Honda-san's voice for Sandrone. Very nice. I like the English version as well. Don't get me wrong. The English version's also really good. But I do like the Japanese voice actress as well. I will say I do wish they had... Maybe it would be a bit sort of... it would affect the visuals of the gacha screen, but it would be nice if they had subtitles, because obviously some people like to hear it in other languages. I know some people love to hear it in Chinese. Some people, obviously like myself, like to hear the Japanese voiceovers. Some people obviously love the English voiceovers but aren't English speakers, you know, generally speaking. So it would be nice to have some form of subtitles so that people can kind of, you know, read it in as well. So that's one thing I would say is a nice quality of life that they could add in the future, if possible, please. Thank you very much. But yeah, there we go. We've got Sandrone already right there, which is great. We'll just exchange that one extra copy we've got, and we'll move on swiftly to the weapon banner. Now, in terms of our weapons, as far as I know, I've not really looked into it that deeply, but I have heard that, you know, you could get away with like a wolf's gravestone and stuff like that as well. There's still good weapons for her, so you really don't need to get her weapon necessarily. And I'd imagine in Snezhnaya, with the forgeable weapons and everything, there might be a good option there that might be better for Sandrone, potentially. The one disappointing thing, and this is something I will say that I don't like about Genshin right now, what they've done, is the event weapons have been changed to event weapon skins, which I think is stupid, to be quite honest. I think it should just be event weapons. Give us a weapon skin if you want as well, or make that weapon also a weapon skin as well. I think that would be nice, but I think it's kind of crazy that they've removed that entirely. Or if you want to, I think what should be done, and I think this would be kind of cool, is have the weapons as is, but make them all skins as well, so you can actually just change the weapon you want to a weapon, you know, offer your choice, to a different weapon kind of thing. So like, for example, hypothetically, let's say D-Luke's best weapon is not D-Luke's best weapon is Wolf Gravestone, and it does look cool, so I'm not gonna say no to that. But let's say hypothetically, okay, perfect example is Nilo's weapon, right? I like it how it looks on Nilo, but I know there are people who think it doesn't match her outfit and everything, which is completely fair. So why not allow us to run her weapon, but change that weapon skin to something else that we have already pulled for? Obviously, I know we have the, you know, Stygian Onslaught weapon skins and everything, but let us do it with our summonable weapons as well. I think that would be a fantastic addition as well, and it'll allow us to, you know, take advantage of the weapons we're pulling. Adds a little bit of a addition to, you know, weapon pulling as well, because obviously there are people who don't like pulling weapons as well. So I think that would be kind of cool. At least that's to my mind. I think that's kind of cool. I should check how much pity I'm on with the weapon side of things. I don't know actually. I didn't check. Heizo, I think he's maxed out. I don't think he's low in constellations. I don't think so, at least. Obviously getting characters on this banner is very nice because oh no, he still was a ways away from constellations. Okay, so let me see, how far away are we from pity? So we were at 8 pity basically, so that was 18 pity. Okay, so we're a bit away from weapon pity. Kind of hoping we get a little lucky in our pulls here, get a little bit of an early win if possible. Even the weapon banner, I don't think I've really won a whole lot recently. I think it's been pretty shambolic as well on this front as well. Generally speaking, I think Nordcry hasn't been the greatest for me. It started off well, and then I think it just kind of devolved into not so great. Okay, never mind. That was the third multi. Let's see if it's actually the weapon we want, though, is the real question. Nope. Skyward Blade it is. All right. At least it happened early, is what I will say. At least it happened early. Could have been worse. It could have been worse. Would I have preferred losing it to potentially Citlali's weapon instead? Yes. But am I going to complain about it? Not really. No. If it's an early weapon pull, it's an early weapon pull. Fingers crossed we don't go below 50,000. That would be ideal. That would be very ideal if we don't go below 50,000 primos. Because like I said, I think with this patch we're gonna get a decent amount of pulls with the new region and everything of that sort. I think we're gonna be fine on that front. The real question will be, of course, going into the next patches or the next set of patches as well, how many pulls are we going to get with a brand new region, with potentially how big Snezhnaya might be at the very beginning, considering it's obviously, you know, we know it's one of the big regions, right? Oh, well, that was fast. I'm going to take it. 5 multis, basically. No, I think that was 5 multis. So yeah, I think we won in terms of the weapon. So outside of potentially getting the Sandrone, took a little longer than expected. I was hoping we'd maybe get an early win there, but again, was always going to be the case of hopefully it and not actually happening. It was always the case that was going to be the case. I think we'll take this. We'll absolutely take it. Absolute W right there. We've come out winning, I think. Overall, I think we've come out winning. And we've got some good funds from that last pull as well. 20 star glitter to exchange for 4. I'll get 5 more. 54,000 will probably be going back into Snezhnaya at 60,000. And I have capturing radiance as well. I think that's a solid set of pulls overall. I think we've come out winning big time. What I am going to do quickly as well is... Oh! The event just started. Okay. So, wait. So when you pull for... When you pull for Sandrone, her event just begins, basically. It is recommended that you complete Sunny Summer's Fontinalia for the best experience. Okay, so they want you to complete Sunny Summer Fontinalia because, of course, that's probably where we get the actual sort of reveal of how she was resurrected and everything, which I think is fair. So let me just check quickly. What constellation is that for Dea, first and foremost? Haizo as well, actually. I should check how much Haizo is on. Okay, that was the last copy for Haizo. We'll take it, I guess. And Dea, what is that? C3. Oh, I'm still ways away from her. And Sandrone is right there. Unfortunately, I will admit and say I didn't actually farm a lot of the sub-detection units because they're very annoying to farm. I will get around to doing that, of course. I will get around to doing that. I'll probably be at a decent amount. I have to farm the new boss as well. Well, I say new boss. It's the boss that we... the Milanta boss. It's not... His name is not Milanta, I think. It's the other one. I can't remember the other one's name. I remember Milanta's name because that was the easier one to remember. Watcher Fallen Vigil. It doesn't say his name. Fantastic. Great. I don't remember his name. But yeah, at least we managed to get a couple of... at least we can get Sandrone a little bit forward. Yeah, we do need the sub-detection units. That's the thing I'm struggling with the most. Jesus Christ. It's gonna be a while before I get that this lady up and running. 1 second. Fremine has all her gear as well. So I'm gonna at least move that over. Which one do I want here? Crit rate 10%. So that is a 33 CV. 33 CV. This one is a 35 CV. Yeah, we're gonna put this one on. This one is better. Yep. Okay, and where's the other piece now? Where is the other piece? I've prepared all of this, okay? So 1 second, I'm just gonna filter it to Disenchantment and Deep Shadow. That's the easier way of going about things. I need a better flower feather. I need a better feather, man. My feather luck has been trash. Yai's got a good Yai Miko's got a good one. Should I just exchange it with one of hers maybe? But I like the crit rate on her as well. We'll leave it as is for now. I'm gonna just switch to this and then we'll get a better feather. Premine's got the piece right here. Oh god, that's just a disastrous piece to look at, to be honest. I think we're gonna switch to this one. Jesus Christ, at least I'll get some crit rate. What is her weapon stat stick? Let me see. 1 second. What does her weapon stat stick look like? Crit damage. Yeah, I think crit rate is fine then. We'll get some good crit damage through that, so it's fine. Then we have this. This was a made piece, so absolute W there. Would have preferred energy recharge and energy this there. Also, we've gone for attack percent because if I'm not mistaken, the stellar conduct reaction itself, it scales off attack, so better to just go with that, I think, here. And Fremine, we've got two pieces here, but this I think this is the better piece, to be honest. But I should go for crit rate, no? I should go for crit rate, and I can go for an off piece, but I would rather go the off piece on the feather, to be honest, low key. If I can go on the off piece on the feather, that would be better. Let's do this for now. 1 second. Let's do this, and then let me see if I have a better feather that we can go for. I think that'll be a nicer route here. Wait, recommended order. Just go for recommended order, and we'll see. How much crit damage will I get with this, to be honest? That is an insane piece that I have. I didn't even realize I had that piece. But my crit rate is going to be a disaster show. It's going to be 53. Ooh, that's not great. Do I have any other piece that's a bit better in that sense? I think this is a better piece, to be honest. I think this is a better piece, the Marachose. Yeah. Gets me good crit rate. Crit damage is still there. Lose a little bit of crit damage. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, and then we'll get another like decent amount of crit damage from her weapon as well. Her being cryo as well, we'll get a decent amount. Actually, we don't even need that much crit rate because, of course, with the resonance, we'll have her plus Chi-Chi, Yai, and probably a fourth that I need to figure out who I want to put in my fourth. But with Chi-Chi and Sandrone together, the reactions should mean that we are getting this. Because if you take a look at the resonance thingy-mababa, if we go over here, team bonus. Cryo is, if I'm not mistaken, let me see here. Where is Cryo? Am I blind? Cryo. Wait, where is Cryo? Ah, there it is. Affected by Electro for 40% less time and increases crit rate against opponents that are frozen or affected by Cryo by 15%. So we get that extra 15% generally as well. So she'll be at more like 76% when it comes to her thingy. when it comes to her reaction and her crit rate. So 76% is still really solid, and then her weapon will give her a lot more. I think there's some places that I can probably adjust a little bit more for her weapon and all, or her artifacts. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm curious to see how you guys are dealing with your artifacts. What are your best substats and everything? Curious to see what is the best route to go. Energy recharge is 116%. Could do a little better there, but we'll see. But yeah, we'll get the weapon up and running. Her attack is going to go up. We've got the 4-piece artifact set for disenchantment as well going. Talents are level up as well. I want to do one thing before we wrap up, is I want to quickly just check her trial. Let's do her trial. We'll get a little bit of sub detection units as well, hence why I'm doing it. So let's see what exactly she's like, because I'm actually curious to see how she fares there. Okay, let's read this together. Sandrone is a cryo damage dealer who enables her teammates to trigger stellar conduct reactions and who deals stellar conduct damage directly with her talents. When Sandrone is in the party, superconduct reactions triggered by party members will be converted to stellar conduct reactions. A starlight prism will appear on the field, turning the surrounding area into a wondrous pole star field. Okay, the field is pretty big from what I can tell, which is really nice. All characters inside the Polestar field receive a cryo and electro damage bonus, and when opponents within the field are hit by cryo or electro attacks, the field will store the dissipating elemental energies and then completely release them every 4 seconds. Okay, so it's actually just... Okay, so it deals damage over time. It's basically like an extra damage over time effect, basically. This further increases the aforementioned damage bonus and also increases the base stellar conduct damage coefficient for 4 seconds. Additionally, they will also have their physical res reduced. I wonder if there's going to be any way for Eula to come back into play somehow, some way. We'll have to wait and see. During a charged attack, Sandrone will summon the mechanism Fagio to bombard opponents. During this time, Fagio's power will raise continuously, and once it reaches max limit, it'll overheat and slow down its rate of attack. Outside of a charged attack, Fagio's power decreases slowly, and when Sandrone is off-field, she will focus on repairing Fagio, causing the latter's power to decrease quickly. When Fagio's power falls below 50% of the max limit, it'll exit overheating and continue to bombard the opponent with the usual poise and elegance. Okay, so you want her off-field at regular intervals, it seems like. She will, when she uses her elemental skill, she will board her Tea Party Tactical Assault Hover Mech and elegantly hover forward for some time, as well as fire prism shots towards any opponents nearby. Okay. During this time, Sandrone will also quietly repair Fagio on the side, causing its power to decrease quickly. When she unleashes her elemental burst, there will be prismatic cannons released for an elegant wide area bombardment in front of her. Okay, game. Okay. So let's see. Trigger stellar conduct reaction. All right, there's that. Okay, so I'm using the skill. Okay. So you use the charge that... Okay, it didn't let me even do the proper method of doing it. So I wonder how you want to do it. So let's see, first and foremost. Oh, Sucrose is actually on the team. Okay, so maybe Sucrose is a good idea. Stellar conduct is set up there. Set this field. Do this. Do this. Okay. Oh my god, the damage output is pretty darn good. I imagine I'm not even using it properly as well. Also, I have to just take advantage of this. The Sakuras don't break. Oh my god, I'm so happy about this. All right, do this. All right, let's do this. See how much damage comes out of it. Okay, so it overheats quite quickly. You can see it's overheating already. So if I do this, okay, it goes away immediately. All right. Okay, it's gonna be very interesting to see how to use her, to be honest. I think it's gonna take a while for me to get used to. Again, it's always the case when you have a brand new unit. It's always a case of learning how things work more than anything else and figuring it out and practicing. It's all about that. So I have left my Spiral Abyss open actually as well. So I might test it out in Spiral Abyss in floors 11 and 12. So be on the lookout for that. And I know obviously theater resets happening in like 2 hours and 55 minutes, as it says right there. So there will be a couple of things for us to try Sandrone out on. So maybe there will be a video on that, but let me know what you guys think about Sandrone. Hopefully your summons went well as well. I think my summons went pretty okay overall, so I'm happy with that. It happened exactly the way I was expecting to. 50-50 loss, capturing radiance guaranteed next time around. I should just double check that, but hypothetically, based on what I know of the what I know about you know the this whole capturing radiance mechanism, I feel like it's it's a little bit complicated, but not entirely. I think I'm guaranteed it next time around. So Columbina, I won that. I lost this time around, so there's one loss already. Lost to Mizuki. Okay, that's 2, right? Then need to go back and check. Hopefully it's not lost to time. I hope it's not lost to time. Let's see here. So if we go back, Columbina won there. Okay, and if we've lost here, that means I am guaranteed capturing radiance. If we figure it out here, come on, show me a character. Mizuki. So yeah, Mizuki, I lost to Mizuki, and then I lost to Dea. So I've lost 3 times. That should be capturing radiance guaranteed. Fingers crossed, at least. But yeah, let me know what you guys pulled. Of course, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, take it easy. Have yourselves a lovely rest of your day, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be. Have a good one. Bye-bye.